Speaking English with Anna.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the English podcast from Speak English with Anna. We are really happy you are here with us today for another session of easy conversation practice.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mike.
And I'm Anna. Thanks for spending this time with us. Whether you are making breakfast right now, getting ready for work, sitting on the bus, or maybe you are still hiding under your warm blanket.
And if you are still under the blanket, it is okay. We won't tell anyone. That is actually a very comfortable place to learn English. Blanket English is the best English.
That is true. As long as you are listening, you are learning. So, Mike, before we start our main topic today, I have to ask, how are you today? How is your morning so far?
Honestly, Anna, my morning was just okay. It wasn't perfect. I woke up a little bit late. I felt very sleepy, and I made some quick coffee because I needed the energy. I told myself, okay, Mike, today you have to be organized. But I'm still waking up. What about you? How was your morning?
I know that feeling very well. My morning was a mix of busy and sleepy. I woke up and the first thing I did was check my phone. I told myself just 1 minute, but suddenly 10 minutes disappeared.
The famous just 1 minute. That minute is very dangerous. It moves faster than normal time.
Exactly. It's a trap, and I think many of our listeners know that feeling. Mornings can be difficult. Sometimes they feel rushed, sometimes they feel lazy.
Yes, mornings are often chaotic, and that is actually why today's episode is very special. We want to help you change that chaotic feeling into something productive for your English skills.
That's right. But before we jump into our topic, we have a small request for you. If you are enjoying our conversations and you want to practice your listening skills with us every week, please take a second right now to click the subscribe button.
Yes, and don't forget to like this video too. It really helps our channel Speak English with Anna grow, and it helps other English learners find this podcast. It's a small click for you, but a big help for us.
Thank you so much for your support, guys. Okay, Mike, are you ready to wake up your brain and start talking about morning routines?
I have my coffee, I have my microphone, and I am ready. Let's do this.
So that leads us perfectly to today's topic. It is something very important for every language learner. Today we are talking about morning routine to improve your English.
Yes, this is a topic I am really excited about. But Anna, I want to be very clear right at the beginning. When we say morning routine, we do not mean those perfect Instagram mornings.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. You know those videos where someone wakes up at 4 a.m., drinks a green juice, does 1 hour of yoga, reads a whole book, and meditates before the sun comes up?
Exactly. That looks beautiful, but let's be honest. That is not real life for most people. That is not realistic. We want to talk about real mornings.
Yes, real mornings. For many learners listening right now, the morning is usually alarm, phone, coffee, rush to get dressed, and then run to work or school. It feels like a race against time.
It is a race. And because of that rush, many people say, I have no time for English. I am too busy in the morning.
That is a very common problem, but today we want to show you a different way. We want to show you how to build a small, calm routine that fits inside your real life. You don't need to wake up 2 hours earlier.
Right. You don't need to change your whole life. We're just going to look for small moments in your morning where you can quietly add some English.
We want to show you how to use that time to grow your English without adding more stress to your day.
Exactly. We want your morning to be a time where you improve your skills, not just a time where you rush out the door. So if you're ready to change how you start your day, keep listening. Before we walk into that routine, Anna, we want to share something important about how this podcast will work from now on.
Yes, exactly. We are using a specific strategy for every episode of Speak English with Anna, not only for this topic, but for all our daily life and self-improvement topics.
We call it the B1 to B2 strategy. So basically, we will always speak in B1 level English. This means we will speak slowly, clearly, and use simple vocabulary.
That is right. The goal is for you to feel relaxed and safe while you listen. You shouldn't feel stressed trying to translate every single word, but at the same time, we want you to grow.
And to help you grow, we will gently add a few B2 words, phrases, and idioms in each episode. These are stronger words that help you touch a higher level of English.
Exactly. But don't worry, when we use a stronger word or a difficult phrase, we will pause. We will explain it in easy English, and we will use it in a real sentence so you don't feel lost.
I really like that approach. It means you feel safe because the main conversation is simple, but you also feel like you are gently stretching your English skills.
Yes, stretching is the perfect word, Mike. It is not too fast, not too slow. It's like a light stretch before exercise. You enjoy the topic, and quietly in the background, your level starts to move from B1 towards B2.
But Anna, be honest with me. Does this kind of approach really work? Just listening to simple talk with a few stronger words?
I believe it does. It's not like magic, you won't change in one day, but it works like a slow, steady change. And because it's easy to understand, it's easy to keep doing it.
That makes sense. If it's too hard, people quit. If it's comfortable, people continue.
Exactly. So here's how you can use this episode today. While you listen, try to notice if you hear a new word or phrase. Maybe it's a word you know, but you don't use very often.
And when we stop to explain a word, pay attention. That's your moment to learn something new without opening a textbook.
Correct. So relax, enjoy the conversation, and let your brain soak up the English naturally. Are you ready to start the main topic now, Mike?
I am definitely ready. Let's talk about the morning.
So let's start with a very simple question, Mike. Why are we talking so much about the morning? Why not the evening or lunchtime? Why is the morning so special for learning English?
That is a great question. For me, the morning is unique. I like to think of the morning like a blank page in a notebook.
A blank page. I like that image.
Yes, nothing is written yet. Your mind is fresh. The world is still a little bit quiet. And most importantly, your phone hasn't started screaming with notifications yet.
That is true. It feels like the city is still waking up. There are fewer messages, fewer people asking for your attention. You finally have a moment where nobody is disturbing you.
Exactly. And the way you use that blank page is very important. It can actually set the tone for your day.
Oh, that is a great phrase, set the tone. Mike, can we pause for a second? What does it mean to set the tone?
Sure. When we say set the tone for your day, we mean that the first few minutes of your morning decide the feeling of your whole day.
Can you give us an example?
Imagine your day is like a music playlist. The morning is the very first song. If you start with a loud, stressful, heavy song like checking angry emails or bad news, the whole playlist feels stressed.
I see. So if I wake up and immediately scroll through social media and see perfect lives or bad news, I am setting a stressed tone.
Exactly. But if you start with something calm and meaningful, like a tiny English routine, the day feels different. You set a productive tone. You set a positive tone.
So by doing English first, you are basically telling your brain, today I am productive. Today I am learning.
Yes, and that feeling stays with you. If you wake up and do one small thing with discipline, that energy travels with you to work, to school, everywhere.
It is like putting a small but strong battery in your day. It keeps you going.
Precisely. That's why mornings are powerful. They're a quiet chance to decide, who am I going to be today? Am I going to be the lazy version of myself? Or am I going to be the version that moves closer to my goals?
Wow, so it's not just about learning vocabulary, it's about your mindset.
It's 100% about mindset. And if you do this again and again, it doesn't only help your English, it can quietly change your life too. You know, Anna, talking about setting the tone and mindset is great, but I think our listeners need to see how this works in real life. Do you know any story where a morning routine really changed someone's English?
Actually, I do. I am thinking of a listener named Sarah who wrote to us a few months ago. Her story is very relatable.
Oh, I remember Sarah. Tell us about her situation.
So, Sarah works in customer support for a big online company. She works very hard and she usually finishes work late. By the time she gets home, she is completely exhausted.
I can imagine. Customer support is a tough job.
It is. So her evenings were always full. She had a tired body, she had family responsibilities, and maybe she just wanted to watch some TV. She had no real space for English.
That is the classic problem. I bet she promised herself she would study at night.
Exactly. She told us that every morning she said, "I will study tonight." But when night came, she was too tired. Later never came. She felt guilty, and honestly, she felt a bit overwhelmed.
Let's pause there for a second. Overwhelmed. That's a strong word. What does it feel like to be overwhelmed?
Being overwhelmed is when you feel like you have too much to do and your brain cannot handle it. It feels heavy. It's like when you have 50 tabs open in your internet browser and your computer freezes.
That is a perfect description. So Sarah felt overwhelmed by her evening schedule.
Yes, so one day she decided to stop fighting. She said, "Okay, my evenings are chaos. I cannot study then, so I will give my mornings to English instead."
Interesting. So what did she actually do? Did she wake up at 4 a.m.?
No. Remember, we said it has to be realistic. She just set her alarm 15 minutes earlier. That's it. And she took the train to work every day.
Okay, so she had a commute.
Yes, before on the train, she used to just scroll through social media for 30 minutes. But she changed that habit. She put on her headphones and listened to a short English podcast instead. Same train, same time, just a different choice.
She was being intentional with her time.
Yes, intentional. That is another great word.
To be intentional means you do something on purpose. You don't just let things happen to you, you choose. Sarah chose the podcast instead of the endless scrolling.
Exactly. And she added one more small thing. When she got off the train, she used the Notes app on her phone to write 3 simple sentences about her plans for the day.
That sounds so simple. Just listening on the train and writing 3 sentences. Did she feel a big change?
Not in one day, and not even in 1 week. But after 2 or 3 months, she noticed something. She noticed she could answer customers more smoothly in English. She didn't panic when someone spoke fast.
She built it little by little.
Yes, it's like building a wall. You don't build a wall in 1 hour. You lay 1 brick every day. After a few months, you look back and think, wow, I built something strong.
That is a beautiful story. And the best part is, she didn't need a fancy desk or expensive books. She just used the seat by the window on her train.
Exactly. Small steps add up. Sarah's story proves that you don't need more time. You just need to use the time you already have in a slightly different way. Okay, Mike, Sarah's story is inspiring, but I can hear our listeners thinking right now. They're thinking, I like this idea, but what do I actually do?
That is the big question. So let's make it very practical. We can call this routine a small breakfast for your English.
I love that name, a small breakfast.
Yes, you don't need a huge, heavy meal, just a few nutritious bites to get you started. This routine has 4 simple parts. Listen, speak, write, and review.
Okay, let's look at the first bite. Listen.
Step 1 is simple. We know the natural habit. Alarm rings, you unlock your phone, open social media, and suddenly 15 minutes are gone.
Instead of that, imagine this. You put your phone on the table, you make your tea or coffee, and you press play on a calm English podcast. Maybe even this podcast.
Exactly. Same phone, different button. In the morning, your brain is like a clean sponge. It hasn't touched the dirty water of stress yet. Whatever you put first into that sponge, it will soak in deeply.
So if the first thing is English, a story, a conversation, or something motivational, your brain holds it better. And remember, you don't need to sit at a desk. You can listen while you brush your teeth or while you make your toast.
That is what we mean when we say it must be realistic.
Let's pause on that word, realistic.
Realistic means something is actually possible for you in real life. It matches your real energy and your real schedule. Saying, I will study for 2 hours every morning is usually not realistic. Saying, I will listen for 10 minutes is realistic.
Exactly. Now when your ears are awake, it is time to wake up your mouth too. Step 2, speak out loud.
This is the scary part for many people. Many learners tell us, I can read, I can understand, but when I have to speak, my brain freezes.
That is normal. It's like watching people exercise every day, but never moving your own body. Of course your muscles feel stiff when you finally try.
So, morning is your small gym for your mouth. After listening to the podcast, repeat a few sentences, or just talk to yourself for 2 minutes.
You can stand in front of the mirror and ask, okay, how do I feel today? What is one thing I want to do?
When you speak like that, you're not just learning words, you're building confidence. Your tongue and lips start to remember English. And the best part, nobody's watching. It's just you, your mirror, and your toothbrush.
It is a safe space. Okay, step 3, write.
I like to think of writing as cleaning your mental desk. All your thoughts are like papers flying everywhere. When you write, you put them in order.
In the morning, open your notebook or your phone and write just 3 simple sentences. Not a whole essay, just 3 sentences about your plans, your dreams, or how you feel.
And please, do not worry about perfect grammar. The goal here is to think in English, not to impress a teacher.
Right. And finally, step 4. This is the step most people forget. Review.
Review without learning is like buying new plants every day and never watering the old ones. The new plants look exciting, but they die quickly because you don't take care of them.
That is a great analogy. So in the morning, take just 5 minutes to look at yesterday's words. Look at a phrase you learned last week.
That's how you become consistent. And that's our key word for this section, consistent.
What does consistent mean, Mike?
Consistent means you do something again and again regularly. It doesn't mean you're perfect. It means you don't quit.
So brushing your teeth is consistent. You do it every day.
Exactly. You don't brush your teeth for 1 hour on Sunday and then stop for the rest of the week. You do it for 2 minutes every single day. That is consistency.
And that's the secret. If you listen, speak, write, and review just a little bit every morning, you're being consistent.
And with that rhythm, English doesn't feel heavy anymore. It just becomes a normal, quiet part of your life, like your morning coffee.
You know, Anna, we used some big words and strong phrases in our conversation today. I think we should slow down for a moment and walk through a few of them.
That is a great idea. Let's call this our word tour. It's not a test, just a calm little walk to really understand the words we just used.
Exactly. As you listen to this part, try to think, which one of these words feels useful for my life right now?
Okay, Mike, the first word I want to revisit is intentional. We talked about being intentional with your morning.
Yes, intentional. This is a very powerful adjective. When you are intentional, it means you do something on purpose. You don't do it by accident. You don't just follow a habit blindly. You make a choice.
Imagine 2 mornings. In the first morning, your finger just automatically opens social media without thinking. That is not intentional.
But in the second morning, you stop for 1 second and say, no, today I will open my podcast app instead. That 1 second of choosing, that is you being intentional.
You can use it in a sentence like this. I was intentional this morning. I chose to study English instead of sleeping in.
I love that. When you are intentional with small things, big changes happen. Now, let's look at the next word, overwhelmed.
Ah, yes. We said that Sarah felt overwhelmed by her evening schedule.
Overwhelmed is a feeling. It happens when you have too many things to do or too many thoughts in your head, and it feels heavy.
It is like your brain is a small table and everyone keeps putting heavy books on it. Work, family, study, messages. Eventually, the table might break. That feeling is being overwhelmed.
Many English learners feel this way. They try to do too much. They say, I will learn 50 words today, and then they feel heavy and stop. You can say, I feel overwhelmed when I try to do everything at once. A simple morning routine helps you avoid feeling overwhelmed because it is small and light. Exactly. Now, let's look at a word that is the solution to being overwhelmed. That word is consistent.
Consistent. This is probably the most important word for success.
Yes, to be consistent means you do something regularly. It doesn't mean you are perfect. It doesn't mean you are amazing every day. It just means you show up again and again.
Remember the brushing your teeth example? You are consistent with brushing your teeth. You don't think about it, you just do it every morning.
You can say, I am not perfect, but I am consistent. I listen to English every morning for 10 minutes.
Consistency is what turns little by little into real change. Okay, Mike, let's do one more word. How do we feel after a good morning routine?
We feel refreshed.
Yes, refreshed. This means you feel you have new energy. Your mind feels clean, not heavy.
It is like opening a window in a hot room and feeling cool air come in. The room is the same, but the feeling is different. A short writing or listening session can make you feel refreshed. You can say, after I write my 3 sentences, I feel more refreshed and ready for work.
You don't have to wait for a vacation to feel refreshed. Sometimes 10 quiet minutes is enough.
So, those are our 4 key words for today: intentional, overwhelmed, consistent, and refreshed. Which one is your favorite, Mike?
I think my favorite today is intentional. I want to be more intentional with my coffee time.
That's a good goal. And now it is time for our listeners to use these words.
Okay, everyone, now it is your turn. We talked a lot today, but listening is only half of the work. To really learn, you need to use what you learned.
That's right. So here's our small challenge for you today. While you were listening, maybe one word or phrase felt special to you. Maybe it was intentional, maybe consistent, or maybe the idiom, small steps add up.
At the end of this episode, we want you to ask yourself, what new word did I really learn today? Then we want you to be bold.
Be bold enough to make one simple sentence with that word. It doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just be honest.
You can say it out loud in your room right now, or if you feel brave, please write your sentence in the comment section below.
We really love reading your sentences. When you write a comment, your English brain gets a real workout. It's like a tiny gym session for your confidence. Plus, your sentence might help another learner understand that word better.
Exactly. We are a community here, so please don't be shy. Write your sentence down below.
And if you enjoyed spending your morning with us talking about routines, English, and the future, we would really appreciate your support.
Yes, please hit the like button on this video, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel Speak English with Anna. Maybe share this episode with a friend who is also trying to learn English.
Your support helps our little podcast grow, and it helps us reach more learners who want to improve their English in a calm, realistic way.
Before we go, we want to leave you with one last thought. Tomorrow morning, when your alarm rings, maybe you will remember this conversation.
Take a deep breath. Don't rush to your social media. Choose one tiny English action instead. Listen a little, speak a little, or write a little.
Remember, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to start.
Small steps add up, and we will be here walking with you little by little.
Thank you so much for listening today. I'm Anna.
And I'm Mike.
Take care, keep going, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Have a great morning.